Yes, hello everyone. Today, welcome to today's class. We are going to study about box sizing. Box sizing is what we are going to study about in today's class, as you can see here. Okay. So it's going to be box sizing, because we have here. Let me give an example. We have a box here. Okay, so this box sizing here is what the browser contains normally. The whole browser has something like this type of format, as you can see it here. So the box sizing, as you can see, it has two categories. It has the category of the content box. We put it here, content box. That's the category of the content box, and it has the category of the border box, as you can see here. It has the category of the border box, as you can see here. There are two categories under box sizing, as you can see. This one and this one, as you can see, there are two. So, what is content box? Content box by default, the web browser comes with content box. So let me explain to you what content box is here. As you can see that if we have, for example, content inside this box here, let me give some random content like this is, let me reduce the box a little bit, as you see. This is my favorite movie. So I want to show you how content box is. So the words now they are overlapping. So when I put like I enjoy it so much. And I say also what. Now what is going to happen is I want to also add this text here. I want to also add this text there. I also watch it. I want to add this text here. Are you seeing? I want to add this text here. Also enjoy, watch it. But now what happens under the content box, this one as you see it here, is that if I continue adding this text here, what is going to happen to this whole overall border you're seeing here? This border is going to increase by default under content box, because this content here becomes too much for this box to handle. Are you seeing this content which is inside this box here? Since it becomes too much for this box to handle, and I add also watch it, it becomes too much for this box to handle. What is going to happen to this box? This box is going to increase in size by default. This box you are seeing here is going to increase in size by default. It's going to be like this. It keeps increasing until it depends on the size of the of the content. If I continue adding content, I continue adding more content inside here, I continue adding more content, the box continues to grow until it is extremely very large. Are you seeing it? So this box which is here, it bases on the content which is inside the box. So this content box here under the browser, this is very dangerous. Why would I say it is very dangerous? Let me explain it. Let me remove this. Why would I say it is very dangerous? Because if, for example, let me say our browser is like this. Let me give an example that our browser is big like this, and this is the size of our browser when you see it here. So what happens if we have, for example, content box here? If the content box starts from here, and for example, that is the content, that the box that I put by default, it looks like this. Now I also have another box. Let me give an example. I have another box that I put here, for example, and that other box is here. And I say that, for example, I have another box that I had initially, and I put it here also. I measured everything, and it is very good. It is very nice as it looks like this. And it's like this. I have these boxes as you see them here. So I measured everything, and this is how I want everything to look. I maybe put my content inside here. I put my content inside. This one has its own content, inside here. Also, this one here has its own content, as you can see it here. Also, this one has its own content, as you can see it there. Now, how does it become very dangerous? Is that when the content is too much for this box to handle, it is going to keep pushing these other boxes which are here. It's not going to happen because here you may not see it happening, but on the browser itself, that is where you're going to see it happening. This one here, it keeps pushing when the content inside here is too much for this box to handle, it keeps pushing these ones away. Imagine, like, it pushes this, it keeps pushing this one aside, it keeps pushing this one aside like this, and before you know it, this box which we are adding content, has expanded beyond normal, and it's like this. You are seeing it. So this box here, this we keep adding more content inside here. We keep adding more content inside this box. So the more content we keep adding inside this box here, it keeps expanding and expanding more and more until it becomes very huge and gigantic. It destroys our web page. So this content box is how dangerous it becomes. It keeps increasing in size. If you keep adding more content inside here, you add more things. It can even push this one which is here on top aside. It goes like up to here, for which it keeps expanding because this is the one which is adding content. And what happens is, if this one also now you keep adding more content inside this box, what is going to happen? It will keep also expanding and keep pushing. Now you'll find that this one here has been pushed to this side, but now this one here has expanded even beyond what normal. Are you seeing it? So this structure here is very dangerous, as you see it. It is very dangerous. So by default, the web page comes when it has content box. So we have to set it to what? To border box. Now I'm going to explain to you what border box is, and you understand it also. Now, border box as you see it here, border box as you see it here. Now, how does border box? How is border box? Border box is when we set, means that if we set our square, let me say that let me get it here. You see, our square is here. For example, here it is here. Then I say this is very good. No, let me first see him here. And to explain it for you and you understand it very well. This is a very good movie. This is a very good movie. Now I'm adding now more content. You should watch. Now I want to add it. You should watch it, but it does not what reach here. So I want to add. I want to make something like this. You I want to add that sentence. You should watch it. So I want to add that it, but it's not fitting here. So what is going to happen to this overall box you're seeing up on the side here? And the content box by default it just expands itself because it expands with the size of the content. That's why we call it content box. But now border box, what is going to happen in border box? When you said that this is border box and this one cannot fit, you should watch it. What is going to happen? This one you are seeing here is going to, by default, this size here becomes fixed, and by all means, border box as you see it here, it becomes fixed that it cannot reduce in size depending on the level of content inside it. So what happens is, under border box is that if the content is too much for it to show, what is going to happen is that this box here, the content which is inside the box is going to be narrowed down by default. It's going to reduce in size by default to make sure that this it you're seeing here fits within the what? Within the square. Are you now understanding this? Yes. So the content, if you keep adding more and more content inside this box, for it will not expand, it will remain there when it is static like this. The size you gave it remains static. It does not increase in what? In size. It stays static under all circumstances. If I, for example, I come and I give that this square here you're seeing has, for example, a rem of 2 rem. If it has, for example, let me say it has like 2 rem as the height, and it has like, for example, a 2 rem as the width. You measured it very well and you gave that this square here has 2 rem as width and 2 rem as height. So if the content is too much within the box, it remains static. This width and height remains static. All what happens is that this content keeps reducing and fills the space which you gave it. So I can even add you should watch it. And I say please make sure that you get it on time. So if this quantity is too much, I'm just explaining here, we're going to see how it's going to be. If this quantity is too much here, it keeps reducing. Even if I add too much quantity inside, it keeps reducing until the smallest, but this width and height remain the same. Have you understood? This is the border box. But the content box, as you see the content box here, if you put this content and it is too much, what happens is that it just keeps expanding, and you will see that this size here which you gave it is no longer the 2 rem which you put in the beginning. It now becomes another type of width. If I keep giving it height and width, if I keep increasing the content inside here, it keeps pushing the size of the square until it becomes abnormal. Remember, we gave it 2 rem, but right now when you go and see it, because the content we have put inside becomes too much, it begins pushing the sides of the what? Of the square. You find that you go and check the size it has right now, when it is even more than 2 rem. So this is very dangerous, very dangerous, and we don't normally use the content box. We use the border box. Have you got it right now? So if you keep adding more content inside here, you keep adding more content, it keeps expanding and makes this thing to push against the sides and destroys the whole page. So we don't normally use content box, we use border box. You have got it? Okay. Yes, since we have started, we have learned about box sizing at this moment, and this is where we are right now. We have seen how the content box is, and we have seen how the border box is. So at this moment in time, we shall always be using the border box, as you see it here. This is the one we shall always and always be using as a must. So we are now going to learn about browser reset. We're going to learn about browser reset. So browser reset, we first clear here. We're going to learn about browser reset. So what is browser reset? I'm going to show you in just a minute. Browser reset here, this one here, by default, the browser comes with some, if this is the whole browser as you see it here, it comes with some padding of its own by default. If this is my browser here, it comes with some padding of its own by default. It comes with some padding. They give it some padding by default. Even before you reset the browser, it comes with some padding by default. Even here, it comes with some padding by default. So we have to reset this browser as a must at all times. We have to reset this browser. It comes with some padding of its own, and also the browser, you see it. When it comes, the first thing it has some padding of it. So by default, if this is our browser, as you can see it here, it comes with some padding of its own. Then it comes when it already has content box on it. Comes when it already has content box already. It comes when this browser here already has some content box. It even has some margin on it. It even has some margin. Are you seeing it? So then I want to show you how it looks like. For example, here when you come in our VS Code, I want to show you when I'm creating something here. I've just made this. This is fresh, as you can see it here. So I come like I say div, as you can see. I put, for example, like a text. I say maybe Lorem. I put some rough text, as you can see it here. So before even I put CSS, I want to see how it looks like. When you come here, it's like that. Okay. So members, are you seeing that there is some space? So let me first style this and you see. Let me first style this and you see. Div class not console class. I can maybe call it box 1. I come here, I say dot box 1. I say maybe width 8 rem. Then I say height 8 rem as a must here. Then I say background color maybe orange red. Okay, so I want to see it very well how it looks like. Let me add maybe make it 16 or 20 rem. 20 rem. I want to see it clearly. 20 rem. So members, are you seeing it? And I'll just show you this box how it is. So by default, the browser comes with it already has some margin. You see this margin here? You see this space here? I want to explain this space. Do you see this space here? The space between before this space before this square of mine is the margin which it comes with. The padding it comes with automatically. The padding it also comes when it already has content box and has when it already has some margin inside in the browser. You see here there is some small margin which I've been talking about. That is why you will see that there is some distance here. You seeing it? So we have to always reset the browser. From now on, we are going to do what? Browser reset as a must. So how are you going to reset this browser? As a must all the time, all the projects are going to do, we are going to always reset the browser as a must. Okay? So how are we going to do this? We are going to say this padding here, it comes when it has some padding. We are going to change this padding here to 0 as a must. Then instead of content box, we are going to say that by default it has border box. And instead of margin, there is some margin there. The margin is going to be 0. Members, are you understanding this at the moment? padding is going to be 0, margin is going to be 0, box sizing is going to be border box. And this one we are going to make it global because we want everything to appear to be the same on or throughout the whole browser. Throughout the whole browser. So how is it going to look like? It's going to be like this. So if padding 0, border box, box sizing border box, margin 0. You see this? Okay. So, and we're going to make it global. How do you make something global? When you want to make something global throughout the whole browser, we use what we call this star here. The star. It makes something global throughout the whole browser. You're not making it for only maybe for only one div or one square. You want this thing to appear to be everywhere throughout the whole browser. So what am I going to do? Whenever I open my style sheet here, the first thing that comes in my mind, the very first thing that comes in my mind, the first thing, always, before anything else, is what we call a browser reset. Always, even if what a browser reset is the first thing that comes in my mind before I do anything else from now onwards. Members, are you understanding this? The first thing that comes in my mind is a browser reset from now on. That's where we are going now. Always, professional projects, everywhere we are going to go is going to first start with browser reset. Okay, so I come here, browser reset, I say global, star. Are you seeing star? It means global, making everything global. I come here, I open here the quotes, I say margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing border box. As a must, this is how we are going to always be. Mark this. If you have a notebook, write it down. We are always going to have margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box as a starting point whenever we open our CSS or style sheet. You see this? If you don't have it, some things are going to happen to you. And I know those things, they are not good. You will begin seeing margins all over. Everything you will be doing, you see margins are around, and you will see padding that does not exist. You didn't set the padding, but it's there. Then you will see the content begin to overflow. I don't want that to happen to you. So as a must, this is how now you see it starts from what? The exact beginning here. Now here it starts from the exact beginning here. You see? Yes. This is exactly how it is meant to be. You see this? Okay. So now this is what we call browser reset. I hope you have understood very well the box sizing, the browser reset. Okay? So we are going into more and more concepts. In our next lesson, we are going to study something about display flex in our next lesson. And in the next lesson after this one here, where we shall be looking at the font family and how those different fonts affect the browser. In our next lesson, we're going to study about display flex. After that next lesson, we shall be looking at font family. Family. So now next lesson we're going to focus more here, display flex, and then after that next lesson we're going to study something about font family in the lesson to come. So guys, I hope you have understood this, that we're on the same page right now, Okay. So I will see you in the next video. So guys, if you could please hit that subscribe button and you get more of these videos as they pop up. I really don't want you to miss these next lessons that are coming. So guys, I will keep you updated. I want to start about display flex and font family in our next coming lessons. So I will see you in the next video. Okay.